This video is one in a series of videos that cover database topics in 3 themes. We look at Oracle APEX, Application Express for web applications, relational database concepts for designing and building databases, and SQL, the programming language for working with a relational database. If you want to work with the video series, you can go to this URL to get the scripts and handouts. In a previous video, we created static and dynamic LOVs, lists of values. Now I'm going to show you how data gets added to those lists. Because if you have a static LOV, then the developer has to make the changes to that list. The end user doesn't have access in Apex to make additions to a static LOV. However, if you have a dynamic LOV, and remember, a dynamic LOV is using data that exists in a table in the database, then the users can maintain that list. I'm also going to take a quick look at inconsistent data issues and how to clean up existing data and prevent inconsistencies in the future. So I'm going into Apex as a developer. I'm logged in as Mina Mendez. I'm going to go to Application Builder and open the application and then run the application and get logged in if prompted. Over on the left-hand side, I'll click on List Animals, which opens the report page. Then I click on a particular record listed in the report to get to the form. I'm going to change the size of this just a little bit. By the way, in another video, probably the next one, I will start changing the layout of this so we don't have page items that span the entire page. So I'll make some edits to the overall layout of a form. But here we have drop-down lists. We see that by the little drop-down arrow. So we can pick what category of animal, or we can pick adult size. Now, adult size happens to be one of the static LOVs that we created. So if I pick the drop-down, I see these options. But what if I wanted to put unknown, as in it's an animal for which we don't know how to describe the adult size? Now, we can leave it blank. We have that option here. That's what this blank row is. But we might want to be specific and state unknown when we don't know the size. So if we want to make a change, for the developer this is not a problem, but for the end user it is. If I'm just an end user and I want to make a change to the list, I have to contact you as the developer if I want to add data to a static list. The end user can't do that. So up here, we've got 2 tabs. We have the form, the application running, and we can jump back to Application Builder by clicking on this tab. We could also have gotten to that by clicking the application in the designer bar. I want to go to Shared Components, List of Values, and I'm going to go into Adult Size. So as a developer, I can come in here and I can add a row. So I can type in, and the first thing is the sequence, as in the order in which to display. I'm going to put 6. So let me pause for a second. This sequence is a display sequence. Don't get that confused with the role of a sequence in the database itself that generates unique IDs or unique values for a primary key field. So I'm going to put a display sequence of 6, and I'm going to put unknown and then just UN. And I will save that. Up here, I can click on the application page, click the drop down, and I don't see that. However, if I do a refresh, come over here to adult size, now I see that option. So it's actually very easy for the developer to modify a static LOV. But if you have an application up and running and users are using it and they want to make changes, then you start creating a list of requests that the developer has to get to. That's one downside to using a static LOV. So let's look at what we would do for status. Now status, I believe, is a dynamic LOV. Right now we have adopted, available, fostered, quarantined, transferred. How would I edit that? I can allow the end users to make modifications to that. So I can come over here to list the values, and I'm not actually going to do anything here. I'm going to come back to the application. I'm just using that tab to move back. I want to create a separate form for maintaining the data in that specific list of values. So I'm going to create a page, and it will be a form, and it'll be report with form on a table. I'm going to let Apex number the pages. The report page will be, I'm going to do status LOV, and the form will be status list. Click next. I'll have a menu item created, and we're going to see in the next couple of videos how to modify the navigation items. Click next. Pick my status lookup. This is in the report. Now this is in the form. Move both fields over. Click create. And then I can run that. I now see that here in the navigation pane. So not to be grim, but perhaps the animal was sick and has died, so perhaps the status should be deceased. So I'm going to click create, type in deceased, and then click create again. I see the list now with deceased as one of the options. Come back to list of animals, pick a dog, scroll down status, and I see deceased. The most important thing to realize here, to appreciate, is that we can create forms on lists of values that the users can maintain. They can add data to it, so the developer doesn't have to be involved once the application is up and running. Very quickly, I'll come back to Page Designer, Application, create another page because we do have another lookup table, and I'm going to do a report with form. And this is going to be for breed, LOV, breed name. And click on next. Create a navigation item. And this will be on the lookup for breed. And I will go ahead and run this. And so we see the dominant breed. If we want to add one, we can click create, and we go to the form where we can type the breed in. We could do American Blue Heeler, for example, and create that. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to leave that. I have a typo, but I'm going to leave that there. So I'm going to click create, and then we see that we can come in here just like we do in the other report for list of animals. Click the pencil, come in here, make an edit, apply changes. Come back to list of animals, pick one of the records that would take us to the form, come down here for dominant breed, and I can select whatever I want. American Blue Heeler is at the top of the list, but it's outside the recording screen. I didn't make any changes, so I don't need to save anything. So that's how you add data to an LOV. Now the other thing I wanted to do quickly in this video is I wanted to take a look at color, and I'm going to actually move out of this right now for the form and open up another tab with Object Browser from SQL Workshop. The issue that we have is in the animals table, when we look at the data, we have a lot of variation and inconsistency in how the primary color is entered. Upper and lower case have been used inconsistently. So if we want to avoid that inconsistency in the future, we can edit the form and prevent data from going in a mix of lower and uppercase. We need to decide also how to fix the existing data, and do we want everything in lowercase or everything in uppercase? So what I'm going to do is stay in SQL Workshop, and I'm going to go to SQL commands. And first thing I'm going to do is clean up the existing data. I'm going to take the existing data and convert everything to lowercase. So I'm going to update animals and set the primary color column equal to lowercase, lower function primary color column. So I'm taking the same column, putting it inside a lower function, and passing that value back to the column for each row in the table. Almost always on an update you will have a where clause. This just happens to be one of those few instances where we want to make this modification throughout the table for every row. But be very careful about doing updates without a where clause. So I can run this, and then I'll see that I have 51 rows updated. And if I come back to Object Browser, click on Animals and Data, I'll see that my primary color is now listed all in lowercase. So now I want to modify the form so that when someone types in the primary color, it will always be stored in lowercase. So I'm going to come back to the report up here. I think that, yeah. And I will edit one of these, or just click edit so I go to the form, which is where I want to make this change. So if I type in tan in uppercase, I want that converted to lowercase. Right now we see tan. In fact, if I come back to Object Browser and look at it at the database level, not through the form, animals, data, I'm seeing uppercase tan. So I'll go back into the form, not the report, and I'm going to edit that page. On the primary color page item, P4, I'm going to right-click and add a computation. Notice over here I now have the item P4 primary color, and I have to put something in here. That's going to be lower P4 primary color. So the computation is to take whatever is in that page item and use the lower function. I want to make that an SQL expression and try clicking outside the box to make sure I don't get a warning or an error message. I will click Save and run that page. And I typed in tan before in caps, and I'm going to apply change. I think it's the point of execution. I need to do that. I need to do that on the after submit. I'll save that, run it again. We've got the capital letters for brown, apply that change, and now I'm seeing lowercase. So let me go back in there again and just point out what I did. In the page items, I did a right click, create computation. That gave us this. When I select that, I needed to change my execution when the execution occurs, which was after submit, and then I put in the lower function around that page item. So let me go ahead and run this again and test it again. So I'll do all caps tan and apply that change. Was I in that one? I don't remember now. Okay, let me try this again. All caps tan and save that change. I see lowercase tan for the first dog. Object Browser, I'm seeing, yeah, so I think I changed the second record. So I had tan in all caps and then black for the second record. But now I'll do a refresh. I'll come back into animals and hit data, and I see both of those are tan. So when they enter data it will convert automatically to lowercase.